Good morning everyone, here from the Vatican in the middle of Rome, Italy. So the voice that you can hear in the background right now is of the Pope, who is literally right there, live, giving this speech or prayer. And we had no idea that on Wednesdays he appears.
Yes, I think it started at around 9 a.m. and we got here very early because we wanted to beat the crowd, so we got here at around 7:15 and there was a big queue, so we were like, why is this big queue here? And then we found out that everybody got here early to be able to see this mass of the Pope today.
Yeah, so when we got in we saw all the chairs there and we were able to sit at the front since we got in early, and then the Pope literally passed right in front of us. I'll be able to show you the footage now that we got. So right now we're in St. Peter's Square, and that is the famous St. Peter's Basilica that we'll be entering later on. I think it only opens at 12 today because of the event. And yeah, there's like pilgrims from all over the world.
Yeah, there are people from like English-speaking countries, also Latin American countries, and even Asian countries. Like there's a big group from Malaysia, from Sabah.
Yeah, they had their little flags.
Yeah, so yeah, it's just uniting a lot of people from everywhere.
But just a complete surprise for us because we didn't even know this was going on this day. And then within an hour we see the Pope, which is crazy. Didn't really ever expect to see him in person. So the Vatican is an independent city-state. It gained independence from Italy in 1929, and yeah, it's considered its own country. So yeah, it's kind of crazy that here we're in the Vatican, and then just over there, the street that you can see is considered to be a different country, Italy. But you don't have to do any like border crossing or anything.
No, we just go through like a security thing, but nothing other than that. But I'm not sure if you mentioned already that the Vatican is considered to be the smallest country in the world in size and also in population, which is kind of obvious really.
Yeah, because there's supposed to be around 700 to 800 people that live here. So a very, very small population. And I think it's the only country where everyone is Catholic.
Yeah, 100% Catholic.
For obvious reasons. So we're in St. Peter's Basilica now. Probably the most chaotic entrance to any place in history.
Yeah, it was like a nightmare. There's no control of the lines or anything. People,
no organization.
Yeah, people skipping the lines and just so hot today. Not ideal.
Yeah, and there's like thousands of people. Yeah, I don't even know if I've ever been to anywhere that is this packed before with people. Not even in the peak summer months either. Gigantic.
Yeah, the biggest I've ever seen.
Yeah, it might be actually. I mean, you could already see how big the building was on the outside, so I was expecting it to kind of be like this big. So online it actually says that it is the largest church in the world. So this was built in the 1500s, There was an old one here, an old St. Peter's Basilica, I think that was from the 4th century. But then they constructed this new one in the 1500s.
Yeah, this is one of the holiest sites of the Catholic Church, so it makes sense to be so big and like
Important.
Important, yeah.
And it's said that St. Peter was crucified near the main square, so that's why that is also called the Square of St. Peter. So this is the location down there where St. Peter is buried. There'd normally be a shrine here too, but it's also under construction right now. Looks like it'll be a really big one. Oh, check out the roof, the designs. So there was a sign saying Tombs of the Pope. I guess there's some popes buried down here, going underground. Yeah, so I didn't realize that we could come underneath the basilica. Ah, there's one of the tombs. Interesting, it has the actual image of the Pope. Cool, so the underground part with the tombs of the popes led to this outside area, outdoor. So I forgot to mention, but all this is for free, by the way. You don't have to pay to come in here or to enter the Vatican Square where we went before. But we are going to be doing a tour of some like museums soon, which you do have to pay for, so that's what will be coming up next. Just goes on and on. These look cool. Mosaics. Ultra colourful. So we just got these tickets because we're going to be heading to the dome up there. You can go all the way to the top. So the ones that we got are €10 per person, because we also got an elevator to this floor, the rooftop. But you could also pay €8 per person, but then you'd have to walk to this part too. And I think to the top it would have to be over 500 steps. We still have to walk a lot though, don't we?
Yeah, and that's a problem, and we're losing a lot of time on the queues, so it's been very tiring.
Yeah, I think we still have to do over 300 steps to get to the top of there. Cool, you can even get up close to the statues. I was filming these from the ground before. Didn't realize we'd go right next to them. I think this might actually be our first time ever seeing domes up close like this.
Yeah, and it's so gigantic.
Yeah, especially this one, the main one. Wow, so already from the rooftop you're already pretty much at the height of the dome on the inside. You can see it real up close now. Golden.
Wow, look at this mosaic.
Huge mosaics. Yeah, the mosaics are awesome. Might actually be the best part. The spiral. So tiny.
Yeah, a bit claustrophobic.
Claustrophobic. Got even more narrow now. I didn't think it could get more narrow. Even got a rope. I think we made it, Carol.
Yes, finally.
And this is the side with the main square where we've been all morning. So later on we're also going to be going over there, the castle. That's in Rome though, not in the Vatican. Very close though.
And this is the museum. We're going that too later on.
With the tour.
Yeah.
This building here?
That one.
Oh, back there. Okay. Alright, so we're now doing our tour, which is 40 euros per person. So it's the Vatican Museum, which is here right now, and the Sistina Chapel. Then we gotta go through security again.
Yeah.
Alright, this part says guided tours, so I guess this is how we find our tour. So while doing the tour, we ended up not doing any talking to the camera because it was extremely busy and really noisy. And we even needed headphones to be able to listen to our guide that was right next to us. So even though we booked 2 weeks in advance, the only tour that was available was a Spanish tour, which we did. So the individual solo tickets were no longer available and no English tours were available. So that's something to keep in mind, that you might have to book even over a month in advance to be able to do an English tour. However, it is definitely worth visiting, and the museum is basically just one big masterpiece and easily one of the best we've ever visited. It was founded in the 16th century by Pope Julius II, and the museums contain around 70,000 works, and 20,000 of those are on display. It is also the second most visited art museum in the world after the Louvre in Paris. In 2023, it had almost 7 million visitors. So now we've come to this restaurant just outside of the Vatican Museum, having an extra late lunch.
Yeah, it's 5 p.m.
It's like almost dinner.
Yeah, I'm starving.
My legs are dead too. How unbelievable was that place though?
Yeah, it was like amazing. I think even better than the Louvre in France.
And even though we're not Christians, it was still very impactful, the Vatican.
Yeah, of course. We know the strength and like the history of the church. And in Brazil, like most of my family is Christians, and I was baptized. I went to church when I was younger.
And we got the ultimate Vatican experience because we were 5 feet away from the Pope.
Yeah, and that was extra cool.
That's starting on a high. So I was going to get something different from the last video, but I couldn't fight the temptation. So I went for a margarita once again. That's €8.50. Kind of different though. As you can see, it's oval. It's also thicker, this one. It's nice, but I prefer the one that I had in the last video. I like the thin crust more, but still really tasty. And also got this, which is called focaccia. It's kind of like a bread with olive oil. Tastes a bit salty too. That's €6.50. I'm going all out on the carbs. Carol got something different though.
Yeah, this is a codfish and something. I think this is leek.
Leek.
Yeah, like fried. It's pretty good.
And that's tomato.
Yeah.
How much was that one?
€16.
16. So we ended up going back to our place and resting for a while, lying down, resting our legs. We were supposed to be going to the castle here, but we were so tired that we didn't end up going. But we are going for a little night walk now. We're going to check out some of the sites that we visited in the previous video, but at night, because they're supposed to look really cool. So right now we're making our way to Trevi Fountain. We're also going to check out the Colosseum and the Pantheon. It's weird being in a place where it's still light so late.
Yeah, it's like 9 p.m. and still not totally dark.
Yeah, I think it's only going to get totally dark at like 9:30 maybe. Bizarre. Still kind of blue, the skies. So this is actually our first time walking around at night. All the other days we've just been getting back home and passing out. This street's even busier than during the day though. Lots of cool restaurants. Yeah, Europe always has an amazing vibe during the summer months. It's always kind of like this, like even when we go to Greece or if you go to like Spain, it's a bit like this too. Everyone's sitting outside at the restaurants. So this is Trevi Fountain. Try and find a spot. Yeah, I think this is the busiest that we've seen it so far.
Yeah, it's really busy.
And not a bad view from here though. that then building the pillars, the columns. It's like Tetris. So we're now at the Pantheon. So if you want to see us actually visiting these places, check out our previous video, because that's when we went inside. I don't even know if you can go inside at night. I don't think you can. So the cool thing is, if you're staying in the old part of Rome, a lot of these sites are right next to each other. So the Pantheon, Trevi Fountain and the Colosseum, pretty close, all walking distance. I think only the Vatican is a bit further away.
Yeah, it is. It's on the other side of the river.
Yeah, so I think from where we're staying, the Vatican, it'll take like 45 minutes to walk there. That's why we went back with a taxi instead. Got a archaeological site here. You see quite a lot of these around Rome, where they're still like excavating, finding new things. And it's next to a monument that we passed in the taxi. We didn't visit this place. It's a monument for Victor Emmanuel II, who was the first king of a unified Italy. So we came across another site that we didn't even know was here. That is another forum. In the previous video we visited the Forum of Rome, and that's a completely different one. So you have this one here that you can visit also. Some people down there. Looks like there's less things in this one, but you still have the columns. What's this one called?
Foro Traiano.
Traiano.
Yes.
So there we go, our last stop of the video. Yeah, it really does look impressive. Probably gonna walk all the way around it, it doesn't take long. Not that many people come to here at night, it seems, compared to the other places. It is a bit out of the way compared to the fountain and Pantheon. So Carol's watch always tracks how many steps we do a day.
Yeah, it's saying too many steps.
How many was today?
Until now, almost 20,000.
Yeah, and I think yesterday we did like 18,000.
Yes.
And the day before.
Yeah.
A lot of steps. That's why we've been saying we're so exhausted. And then on top of that, there's also all the standing around in queues for like hours. So yeah, there's that and a lot of steps. Got to do a lot of walking in Rome. Want to visit everywhere. So this is going to be the end of our videos here in Rome and in Italy. It was just a quick trip because we weren't even planning on coming here. We were going to Croatia, and then when we were booking the flights we saw that there was a layover here in Rome, and we always wanted to come here because of the Roman Empire, the history. So that's why we decided to spend a few days here. And we definitely need to explore more of Italy, do a proper Italy trip at some point. We've always loved seeing the Roman ruins, the Roman things in other countries that we visited. So finally coming to like the heart of the Roman Empire and seeing so many different amazing things here, historical things. Yeah, it's just been truly incredible. And it might actually be our favorite city that we've visited in Europe. And there's still a lot more to see. Like, we had 3 pretty action-packed days, but there's still other things to do. It was quite overwhelming though, just the amount of crowds. I'm not even sure if we've ever been to somewhere that's so busy. It might be the busiest place that we've ever visited. We are in June though, so it's kind of like almost going into peak season. Maybe June is already peak season now. I don't know, but it was really busy, but still worth it either way. there is a reason why it is so busy, because everything is so spectacular. And the next videos will be from Croatia, as I mentioned. So we're going to be spending 2 weeks there, a longer trip than this one, and we're going to be visiting many places. Excited. So if you like this one, just drop a like as usual to support us, subscribe to see more videos like this, follow us on Instagram, and we'll see you in the next one.